What's up? Let's do 30 minutes of abs and core work. Pilates. Hello, I'm Preston. I just got here. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's start with a warm-up, shall we? Quick warm-up, some cat and cow before we get into our first exercise. So come to all fours, drop the stomach, look up for the cow. Exhale, round the back, push the mat away for the cat. We'll do one more reach. Nice work. From all fours, we're going to step back and get right into our first exercise, which will be a plank. Let me just click this here. Start up that plank right away. 1 minute and 40 seconds. Straight arm plank. Engage those abs. Squeeze the butt. Look down at your bat. Slightly retract the shoulder blades. Did I say look down at your bat? Look down at your mat. Slightly retract the shoulder blades. Option to come down to a forearm plank as well. Don't forget to bring your butt with you. Squeeze your butt. Engage those abs. Nice long plank. Keep that going. I need to start up this bad boy over here. I was late to the party today. Plank for another 50 seconds. I'll join you as soon as I can get this going here. All right. All right. Another 35 more seconds of this wonderful plank. I hope you're having a great day today. I hope you are ready to change your body. And I want to thank you for doing it with me, joining me on this day. Last 10 seconds before we move on to our first core exercise. Well, our second core exercise. I would call this one the first exercise. Nice work. Slow mountain climbers. So we'll come back to that plank. Walk out to that straight arm plank once again. Once you have that straight arm plank, you drive your knees in slowly. Try and touch your knees to your forearms or drive your knees in between your wrists. You also want to keep your hips down, butt nice and low, abs engaged. Option to twist side to side. So left knee to right forearm, right knee to left forearm. Keep that going. My water glass is almost falling over. Close these doors here for a little better lighting. 18 more seconds on the mountain climbers. I had a busy work day today. Just made it in the nick of time to get in some exercise before I have more work to do. All right, up next is a pelvic lift. So flip on over, feet on the mat, knees bent, feet hip distance apart, arms down by your side. Push into your heels as you lift your pelvis up. Take a nice big inhale and slowly articulate each vertebrae down to the mat, pelvic lift. So the goal here is to do it nice and slow and controlled. Feeling each vertebrae touch the mat. Tuck your pelvis, roll up. Focus on using your abs, scooping out your abs. Scoop it out. Tuck your pelvis under. 23 more seconds. Nice work. Last 10 seconds, let's just hold it at the top. Squeeze your butt, push through your heels, and use your abs to lift your pelvis the highest it's ever been. All right, nice work. What's next? Bear hold with a reach. So we flip on over. We come to all fours. We lift our knees an inch off the mat. Maybe shift your weight back to your heels. Let me move back a little bit. So from the bear position, we reach our arm forward, put it back down. Reach that arm forward, put it back down. So a couple of things here. Your knees are a couple of inches off of the mat. You have your abs nice and tight. You are focusing on reaching forward with that arm and holding that balance, so you're not really shifting your hips like this. You're keeping them as level as you can while you reach forward. Less than 30 seconds here. You can always take a break, go down to your knees. Keep reaching though. Otherwise, come back up onto those knees, or sorry, come back up off of those knees and reach. We did this yesterday in a high intensity class I took, but he called it Family Feud. He called it Family Feud because I'll tell you why in a second. My timer is going crazy. Frog stand is up next though. So come to a frog squat position. Lock your knees into your elbows into your knees. Walk your hands forward. Let me show you from the side view. Walk your hands forward. Shift your weight into your hands. As you shift your weight, your feet will naturally want to come off the mat. And you just hold that balance off the mat, frog stand, for as long as you can. You might only be able to do it for a split second today. Just keep on practicing. When I first started doing this, I couldn't even do it at all. And now I can hold it for a few seconds at a time before I need to come down off my wrists and then get back into it. Nice work. Butterfly crunches up next. The way we do this is we lie on down, bottoms of the feet together, rest them on the mat, knees nice and wide. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders off the mat, lower back into the mat as we do little crunches with our legs in a butterfly position. Friendly reminder that you can chat with me if you're watching live. On most platforms, the chat message appears on the screen. Every platform except for Instagram, of course. Last 20 seconds. I think actually it won't show for Instagram or Facebook, both Meta. I need to work on that. Small little crunches. I'm looking at my belly button. I have my legs, my knees nice and wide. And that's enough of that. X ups to a tuck. So we'll do 2 X ups to 1 tuck. So first, lie all the way down, create an X with your body. Sit up, right hand comes to left foot, back down. Sit up, left hand, right foot back down. And then we're going to tuck up, sit up, drive your knees into your chest, hold it for a second, and then back down. So 1 X up, 2 X ups, 1 tuck up, we hold for a couple of seconds, and then back down. Your core muscles will help you balance during that tuck up, hold it, back down. We'll try and get in one more round, last 10 seconds. Didn't even have time to brush my hair. Hold it, And nice work. Oblique kicks. Let's actually do oblique heel taps. Oblique kicks are a little difficult with the camera this low. Lie on down, feet in front of your butt. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders off the mat, palms facing down. Reach for your heels, activating those obliques. So you're trying to tap your heels with your hands, with your fingers. If you could do that, you need to make it more challenging. You need to move those feet away until you really have to reach to touch those heels. Still getting over the laryngitis. Every day my voice gets a little bit better. Every day I'm a little less congested. I'm dreaming of the day my voice is back to normal. Hopefully that day will come soon. Who knows? Excuse me. I need to check what's up next. Windshield wipers. So we could, how do we want to do that? We'll do that with our legs sitting up nice and tall, our legs stretched out, glued together. Create a windshield wiper motion, hands behind your waist with your legs, like so. Imagine you had an object that you need to raise your legs over each time. To make it a little bit more challenging, you can bring your hands to prayer position and try and keep that rainbow motion going. Side view for you. So legs nice and long, hands next to your waist or behind your waist, and you create that windshield wiper motion side to side. Nice, big, high, controlled slow motions. Nice work. Alrighty, jackknife is up next. So you start lying down with the jackknife. Your legs are together, your arms are behind you. I have a couch, unfortunately. And you're going to jackknife up. Try and extend your legs, reach your hands towards your feet, and then back down. You go at your own pace. Try and hold it at the top for at least a second. I didn't do so well there. What's going on here? There we go. It's kind of like a Pilates teaser, I guess you would say. Less than 30 seconds. Trying to not use my shoulders. Trying to not use my traps that much. It ain't easy. Especially when you do it slow and you hold it. In this routine, slow and controlled is better than fast and crazy. You want to do less reps more slowly. Dead bug, dead bug. For the dead bug, we lie on our back, bring our legs into tabletop, arms up to the sky, palms facing each other. Extend your right leg out to 45 degrees as your left arm extends out also to 45 degrees. And then you reverse that, opposite hand, opposite leg. You really want to reach with those limbs, activate those lower abs. Keep your lower back in contact with the mat at all times. That may mean you don't lower your leg as much. Maybe you have it a little bit higher. Whatever it takes to keep your lower back on the mat. You have to keep reaching though. You have to really reach in both directions to do the exercise properly and get the most out of it. Great work. Side wood chops. You do these sitting down, cross-legged. Come to sitting cross-legged. Sit up nice and tall, hands to prayer position. Create your axe. Chop to one side, looking over that other shoulder, and then chop to the other side. So your goal is you want to twist so much that, for instance, my right hand is going past my left hip the best I can get it. The biggest twist I can do as I look at that hand, look over that shoulder or behind that shoulder. Focusing on twisting my torso. Since we're sitting down, we are forced to keep our hips straight at least, which makes us focus on twisting out of that torso. Last 15 seconds, more than halfway through the entire routine. How are you feeling? I'm feeling great. It's very hot outside today, so I'm inside. Time to do Superman. So to do that, you lie on down, you push your pelvis down on the mat, scoop your abs up, squeeze your legs together, squeeze your arms together, reach out long, and just hold it. As you hold it, I want you to focus on pushing your pelvis into the mat and tightening your abs, scooping your abs up off the mat. I also want you to focus on reaching your arms forward as much as possible while you keep your legs glued together behind you, also reaching in the opposite direction. So in this routine, we focus a lot on lengthening the muscle and strengthening the muscle. 5 more seconds left here before we move on. I have the couch in my way, unfortunately, so my Superman was a little bit, it was not as super as I wanted it to be. All right, here we go. This is a fun one. Crab knee to toe taps. First, you plant your feet and hands on the mat. You lift your hips up to the sky. Take your left hand, tap your right knee, place it back down. Take your left hand, tap your right foot, place it back down. Then right hand, left knee, right hand, left foot. And you just repeat that. Goals for this one are to keep your hips up, keep your torso level, and reach as far as you can, trying to touch your hand to that foot. Last 15 seconds. One problem I have is keeping my hips up because I lack core strength and I rely a lot on my lower back, which both I'm working on improving, but it takes time. Rolling like a ball is up next. Sit up nice and tall, legs in the tabletop or heels close to your butt. Grab somewhere along the outside of your shins. Roll back, inhale, and exhale, roll forward. Hold the balance. So you only roll back to your tips of your shoulder blades, and then you only roll forwards until you're back into your starting position. Maybe legs a little higher, maybe feet closer to yourself. The more compact you get, the more difficult it will be to hold that balance at the starting position. Creating a round C shape, capital letter C with your spine as you roll like a ball. Full leg raises are up next. We'll lie on one side, doesn't matter which side. Left side for me. I'm raising my right leg up as high as I can, then back down. So my hips are stacked on top of each other. My legs are the same distance, the same length. If your legs aren't the same length, that means your hips are probably not stacked on one another. You're kind of like twisted off to the side, twisted forward. All right, one more on this side. Let's switch to the other side. Your forearm supports you. Try and keep your hips stacked, your forearm nice and supportive, your side body raised up. I didn't get as many leg raises on this side because I was messing with my microphone. Oh well, body saw. Body saw is up next. It's like a plank, but your plank is a saw and you're sawing through some wood below you. So first come to a forearm plank. Maybe squeeze your legs together, nice and low. We rock back and forth. So I have my butt in line with my shoulders, creating that plank form. Squeezing my abs. I'm using my toes to propel me forward, and then I'm kind of using my forearms to push me back. The whole time, my core muscles are keeping myself level and stable and off the mat. Keep it going. 10 more seconds left. You got this. Three, two, one. Great work. What do we have next? Just a standard crunch. How nice. My plank form looks pretty good on the TV there. Lie on down, feet on the mat, lower back on the mat, knees bent. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. Gently support your head with your hands. Your elbows are nice and wide. You're looking at your belly button, or maybe your thighs. You're not looking up though. That will just hurt your neck. Small little crunches, just a few inches up and down. You exhale on the way up, inhale on the way down. Maybe you exhale up and down, and then you inhale up and down, depending on how frequently you breathe. My respiratory rate has been elevated ever since I've had laryngitis. Today was the first day that it came down to normal. Nice work. Transition time, cherry pickers. You can stay down on your mat. We're going to raise our legs up to 90 degrees, curl our head, neck, and shoulders. Then we're going to reach for imaginary cherries on your toes. So I keep my shoulder tips off the mat. I'm doing those small little crunches I was doing earlier, but this time my legs are up to 90 degrees, and also I'm reaching a little higher than I was before. You want to keep your your hips on the mat, your lower back on the mat, and your shoulder tips off the mat. Shoulder blade tips of your shoulder blades, whatever you want to call it. 15 more seconds. How straight can you get your legs? 7, 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Bird dog's up next. Just a few more exercises to go. Bird dog, you come to all fours. You extend one leg back to hip height. Engage those abs, hip pointed towards the floor. And then you reach the arm forward. Maybe drive elbow to opposite knee. Back to all fours. Extend the opposite leg out. Hip pointed down. Leg, hip height. Engage those abs. Drive the knee. And then you just repeat that. My form is really bad on this one because my hips rotate up, so I need to point them down, and I need to figure out how to lift my leg up while I keep my hips straight, and at the same time keeping my abs engaged. So much for my small brain to process. Let's look at myself on the TV. It looks okay. It's not the best bird dog ever, but it's a lot better than it used to be. X-ups, we did these earlier, but we're not going to do a tuck this time. Body makes an X shape on the mat. You just sit up, opposite hand, opposite foot. To make it more challenging, you can keep all of your limbs levitated off the mat just a couple of inches and keep them off the mat while you do the X-up motion. Or heels on the mat. Whatever works for you. As long as you're doing some variation of this, you will get more fit. Nice work. All right, up next is our final exercise. We start the routine with the plank. We end the routine with the plank. So let's get into this plank. Straight arm plank or forearm plank, or a mix between the two. You pick whatever works for you. Remember, you want to keep your abs engaged. You're squeezing your butt. You're tucking your pelvis under, retracting the shoulder blades, looking down at the mat. You can bring yourself down to that forearm plank. You can alternate. Whatever you do, the goal here is to make sure you have your abs engaged the entire time. Imagine someone was going to kick you in the stomach. How would you react? Less than a minute on the plank. We add 1 second to each plank we do. So every time we do a plank on the channel, we add on that 1 second. We're up to 1 minute and 41 seconds. We started at 1 minute, so that means we've been doing 41 planks since the beginning of the year, I think. Perhaps. "15 more seconds. When you hear that timer go off, we'll sit back into a child's pose, do a quick cool down, and then get out of here." Nice work. Cool down time. Widen your knees wider than your hips. Press your palms into the mat. Push your weight back for child's pose. Maybe walk your hands to one side of the mat, then the other side of the mat. Nice work. Back to center. Let's come to all fours, do a couple of cat and cows, and be out of here. Inhale for the cow. Arch the back. Exhale, push the mat away, round the back for the cat. One more of each. Nice work. Well, that's it. That's 30 minutes of abs and core work with a lot of Pilates movements thrown in there. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like the video, please watch one of the hundreds of other videos on the channel. I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I will see you soon. Bye now.